generating Bodhicitta to preserve the Dharma for a long time. Why should we preserve the Dharma for a long time? How can we preserve the Buddha's teachings for a long time? First, reflect on the current state of Buddhism and the connection between its flourishing or decline and the well-being of sentient beings. Through repeated reflection, we come to feel that we cannot bear the decline of the Dharma. Thus, we naturally give rise to the Bodhicitta vow to attain Buddhahood and uphold the Dharma. The Yogacara Bhumi Bodhisattva Bhumi states, among the 4 conditions for generating Bodhicitta, one is the compassion of not bearing the decline of the Dharma. That is, Bodhisattvas deeply recognize that when the sacred Dharma remains in the world, it can liberate countless beings from suffering. To preserve the Dharma in the world for a long time, Bodhisattvas resolve to pursue the wisdom of the Buddha. Reflecting on the decline of the Dharma. For countless kalpas, the Buddha cultivated the body path for our sake. He practiced what is difficult to practice and endured what is difficult to endure. He completed all that is necessary to attain Buddhahood. After attaining Buddhahood, he guided all those with karmic connections with him and then entered nirvana. The ages of the right Dharma and the semblance Dharma have passed, leaving only the Dharma ending age. For immeasurable kalpas, Buddha Shakyamuni generated Bodhicitta and followed the Bodhisattva path for our sake. He practiced what is hard to practice and endured what is hard to endure with courageous diligence. Eventually, he perfected merit and wisdom, achieving unsurpassed enlightenment. After attaining Buddhahood, he turned the wheel of the sublime Dharma, liberating countless beings. When he had guided all those with karmic links with him, he manifested entering into nirvana. More than 3,000 years have passed since the Buddha's nirvana. The periods of the right Dharma and the semblance Dharma have ended. Now is the Dharma ending age. The authentic Dharma is on the brink of extinction. Both the taught Dharma, sutras, Vinaya and Sastras, and the realized Dharma, discipline, concentration and wisdom, are almost fading from people's minds. They are on the verge of disappearing, though not entirely gone. We are like passengers catching the last train. If you miss this one, you will have to wait until Maitreya comes. Do you know where you will fall or what karma you will create before then? You don't. So, we cannot afford to wait. We must seize the opportunity in this lifetime. If you don't seize this very life, you may not have the chance in the next life. Even if you are fortunate to be reborn as a human, you may not encounter the Dharma. Among the billions of people in the world, how many truly study the Dharma? Although there are many Buddhists, those who learn the Buddha's authentic teachings are extremely rare. Fewer than 1 in 1,000, not to mention the situation of non-Buddhists. There are hundreds of millions of Buddhists worldwide, but how many have access to the authentic Dharma? Very few. What a sad situation. We must give rise to this vast aspiration. Once you arouse Bodhicitta, you will be mindful of preserving the Dharma for a long time. Lama Tsongkhapa's vow was exemplary. He prayed for the Dharma to remain in the world for another 500 years. We can follow his example. If we all generate Bodhicitta, the Dharma can remain in the world longer. If the Dharma stays for a few more centuries in China or even worldwide, imagine how many more beings could be liberated. The number would be immeasurable. Though the Buddha's teachings exist, there are no practitioners. People cannot distinguish between true and false, right or wrong. They compete with each other, chasing fame and fortune. This situation prevails everywhere in the world. Do they know who the Buddha is, what the Dharma is, and what the Sangha is? Reading these words, my heart is filled with an indescribable sorrow. This passage describes the decline of the Dharma in the degenerate age. Though the Buddha's teachings exist, there are no practitioners. What does it mean that there are no practitioners? It means there are no qualified spiritual teachers. Only the written teachings remain, but no one practices according to the instructions. The root problem is the lack of qualified teachers. Without teachers, whom can people rely on? Whose guidance can they follow? As a result, no one learns, reflects on, or practices according to the instructions. With texts alone, but no teacher, how can one engage in proper practice? Countless sutras and treatises lie covered in dust. No one reads, expounds, or propagates them, let alone practicing according to the instructions. In the end, the vast Tripitaka is just enshrined in cabinets as an object of veneration, while no one understands its contents. This is basically the current situation. From what I see, some temples build grand halls to house the Tripitaka, yet no one reads it. Even when someone opens it, they don't know where to begin. Today, people merely enshrine the sutras as objects of veneration. There is no distinction between true and false, right and wrong. Since no one studies, reflects on, or practices the Dharma, people's minds are clouded by ignorance. Thus, they cannot discern true from false, or right from wrong. They mistake false teachings for authentic teachings, illusions for ultimate reality, defilement for purity, frenzy for freedom, indulgence for ease, fame and gain for accomplishment, attachment for compassion, loafing for renunciation, clinging to samsara for benefiting the world, and displays of arrogance for the adornment of virtue. Some people, unwilling to work, enter the Buddhist community to make a living. This is what is meant by loafing. After shaving their heads, they live off the offerings of devotees without engaging in Dharma practice. Others, however, may mistakenly think such individuals have renounced the world. This is the meaning of mistaking loafing for renunciation. Moreover, people regard attachment to samsara as following the Bodhisattva path. This paragraph is piercingly accurate. When the ignorant see displays of arrogance, they mistake them for signs of great virtue. Grand processions with banners, gongs at the front, flags behind, rows of monastics clearing the way, and crowds following, get misinterpreted as the adornment of virtues. These descriptions are trenchant. What does mistaking fame and gain for accomplishment mean? For instance, people may regard having a high reputation or a grand temple as an achievement. As for mistaking attachment for compassion, some appear kind to disciples and others take this as compassion. In reality, this is a form of attachment, devoid of impartiality. What do they cling to? With wealth and fame in hand, they seek to gather as many disciples as possible. This is what is meant by mistaking attachment for compassion. How terrible! People compete with each other, chasing fame and fortune. Such competition is widespread in temples. For example, some might think, that person has many disciples, has built a grand temple, holds multiple titles. I must have even more disciples, receive more offerings, construct a larger temple, and gain a higher reputation. Lay people compete as well, pondering things like, I'm a chief patron, I'm a prominent lay follower, I must gather a large group, I deserve special treatment from the master, or I must perform more meritorious deeds. Few cultivate renunciation, Bodhicitta, or wisdom. Instead of examining and correcting their body, speech, and mind, people talk about spiritual practice while inwardly pursuing fame and gain. Yesterday, a lay person messaged me about his friend, a doctoral graduate who had been ordained but soon regretted it and wanted to disrobe. Why? Because there are no practitioners or authentic Dharma in the temple. After staying there for a while, he became terrified. When advised to come here, he hesitated, as he was already traumatized like a startled bird. He just entered the Buddhist circle, but ordained too hastily. The temple he joined was a famous one. After completing his PhD, he resolved to become a monk. Alas, we will not discuss this story further. This situation prevails everywhere in the world. Like a flood, this phenomenon is widespread, showing that in the degenerate age, the earth is overwhelmed by evil. Looking around, the entire world is in a state of turbid chaos. Do they know who the Buddha is, what the Dharma is, and what the Sangha is? People don't know who the Buddha is, what the Dharma means, or what the Sangha refers to. They lack even a basic understanding of the three jewels. Recently, I recommended that you study the Handbook on Taking Refuge. If you listen attentively, you will realize that you don't even understand the meaning of taking refuge. Vasubandhu said, the Buddha's Dharma is of two kinds, teachings and realizations. If there are people who uphold, expound, and practice it, the Dharma will abide in the world. There are two types of Dharma, the teachings that are imparted and the states that are realized. As long as there are people who uphold, expound, and practice both, the Dharma will remain in the world. This is explained clearly in the symbols of the Dharma. we should uphold both the teachings and the realizations. To do this, there must be qualified teachers who expound and practice them. Only then can the Dharma remain in the world. Do we have the authentic Dharma now? It is still available, though rare. By this standard, those who uphold, expound, and practice both the teachings and realizations are becoming fewer and fewer. The Dharma is now entering its declining phase. Generating Bodhicitta to preserve the Dharma for a long time. The decline has reached such a pitiful state that it is unbearable to speak of. Every time I think of it, tears flow unconsciously. I am a child of the Buddha, yet I cannot repay his kindness. I cannot benefit myself or others. When I am alive, I bring no benefit to this era. When I die, I leave nothing for my descendants. Though the sky is high, it cannot cover me. Though the earth is thick, it cannot carry me. If I am not the most grievous sinner, then who is? We live in this world, yet Buddhism has declined to such an extent. As Buddhists and even monastics, we still remain petty-minded every day, preoccupied with our trivial suffering, unable to broaden our minds. Every time I think of the decline of the Dharma, I cannot help but weep. As heirs of the Buddha, all our present and ultimate well-being comes from him. Even our names carry the mark of Shakya. However, we fail to repay the Buddha's kindness or revive the Dharma. Inwardly, we bring no benefit to our body and mind. Outwardly, we bring no benefit to sentient beings. While alive, we cannot save this era. After death, we leave no legacy for future generations, descendants. Though the sky is high, it cannot cover me. Though the earth is thick, it cannot carry me. If I am not the most grievous sinner, then who is? Every Buddhist should examine themselves in this way. Faced with the decline of the Buddha's Dharma, we still cling to the notion of self, immersed in deluded thoughts all day. How sad. I am trying every means to help you grow. I can't sleep well at night, often thinking about how to establish more Dharma centers quickly. For this reason, I cannot attend to some other matters at the same time. I hope you will earnestly cultivate Bodhicitta. As I have said, when you develop genuine Bodhicitta, my work will be swiftly accomplished. The collective power of our aspirations is inconceivable. Everything arises from the mind. My effort alone is limited. Aspirations are inconceivable. We should generate Bodhicitta together. Whether lay or monastic, we should strive to become bodhisattvas. When you follow your teacher, what else is there to do besides engaging in bodhisattva activities? What other work is worth contributing to? Whether lay or monastic, we must have confidence and faith. If you have faith in your teacher, when your teacher says you can do it, you can. If you find it hard to generate Bodhicitta, cultivate it daily. It is not difficult. Study and practice day and night, and it will arise swiftly. If you feel your karmic obstacles are heavy, then cultivate renunciation day and night. Prostrate diligently, even until your forehead bleeds, and your negative karma will naturally be purified. Listen to the teachings and cultivate Bodhicitta every day. As you listen, your aspiration will gradually expand. Then, practice guru devotion. Use various methods to broaden your mind. Don't cling to the trivial matters that bother you. Though I cannot bear this sorrow, I do not have a good plan. So, I disregard how deluded I am and instantly give rise to the great aspiration. Though I cannot halt the decline of the Dharma now, I firmly vow to protect and uphold it in future lives. These words express exactly what I wish to say. I cannot bear this sorrow, yet I don't know what to do. At this moment, I suddenly let go of my inferiority and shallowness. Indeed, we see ourselves as lowly and flawed, but it doesn't matter. Just forget these shortcomings. For the sake of the Dharma and all sentient beings, I suddenly arouse the great resolve. Though I cannot reverse the decline of the Dharma with my meagre strength, I hold the great aspiration to support the Buddha's teachings in future lives. We should diligently practice the Dharma and train the mind. How meaningful it is to have obtained this human life. Countless kalpas of past lives cannot compare to this very life. So seize this opportunity. Thus, together with good friends, I come to this monastery to repent and establish this Dharma assembly. We make the 48 vows, each vow dedicated to liberating all sentient beings. With profound resolve spanning countless kalpas, we aspire to attain Buddhahood in every thought. From now to the endless future, we vow to be reborn in the Pureland in this very life. Once we reach the 9 ranks of the Western Pureland, we shall return to this Saha world. May the Buddha's light shine once more, and may the Dharma be expounded again. May all monastics be pure, and may people be guided by the teachings in this land. May the decline of the Dharma be delayed, and may the authentic Dharma abide long in the world. Hence, fellow practitioners and I come to this monastery to repent and establish this Dharma assembly. We make the 48 vows, each vow dedicated to liberating sentient beings. With profound resolve spanning countless kalpas, we aspire to attain Buddhahood in every thought. From today until the end of the future, we uphold our great vow and aspire to be reborn in the Pure Land in this very life. There, upon seeing the Buddha from within a blossoming lotus and attaining the patient acceptance of non-arising, we shall return to this Saha world. May the Buddha's light shine again, and may the Dharma be expounded and propagated. May the ocean-like assembly of the Sangha here be pure and free from defilement, and may all people receive the guidance of the Dharma. May the decline of the Dharma be delayed or reversed, and may the authentic Dharma abide long in the world. So, don't worry that the Pure Land might be too far away. By the time I go there and return, the Dharma will have disappeared. That won't happen. Don't worry. The process is very quick. Though you vow to be reborn in the Western Pure Land, you also hold the Bodhichitta vow. From the moment you arrive in the Pure Land to your return, it takes at most a few days, remarkably swift. You will reach there instantly and stay briefly, a few days by human time, not Pure Land time. If measured in Pure Land days, the Dharma would have long vanished by then. You can take a look at the Pure Land and immediately return. Your vow will draw you back. You won't stay long. How could you possibly linger there? With the Bodhichitta vow, you will swiftly return to this Saha world. As long as your vow is firm, don't fear being unable to come back from the Pure Land. As a great master said, one is qualified to be reborn in the Pure Land, but can choose not to go there now. If you meet the conditions for rebirth in the Pure Land, you will be admitted. But whether you go now depends on your plan. Sooner or later, you will go there. After receiving the admission, when to go is up to you. To preserve the Dharma for a long time, why is it necessary to be reborn in the Pure Land in this very life? Because to keep the Dharma flourishing for a long, one needs immense capability. After being reborn in the Pure Land, one sees the Buddha upon the lotus blossoms and attains the patient acceptance of non-arising. To reach the stage of non-regression, cultivating unwavering faith is enough. Listen carefully. This patient acceptance of non-arising implies non-retrogression. Having unwavering faith leads to realization. In an instant, one serves countless Buddhas and receives their predictions of Buddhahood. After receiving this prediction, one accomplishes all qualities, the 3 bodies, 4 wisdoms, 5 eyes, 6 supernatural powers, and immeasurable dharani gates. Thereafter, one returns to this Saha world. Possessing the 3 bodies and 4 wisdoms, along with the protection and support of all Buddhas, one is like returning to one's hometown in glory or rowing a boat with favourable winds. Nothing can obstruct your way. No endeavour is hindered. This is why Bodhisattvas must first seek rebirth in the Western Pure Land before returning to the Saha world to propagate the Dharma and liberate beings. This passage speaks of the Dharma-ending age. Our Guru, Yuan Yin, said the same. He recited Amitabha Buddha's name daily, aspiring to be reborn in the Pure Land. Meanwhile, he said, upon arriving there, I will come back. I will return at any time. The author of this text, Master Xing'an, said the same. Before he passed away, he said, I shall go there and return shortly. It is very fast. At that time, he held compassionate vows. Having cultivated to that degree, he had become one with the Dharma realm. When he passed away here, he was instantly born there, almost simultaneously. He didn't need to travel there physically. How could one possibly traverse 10 trillion Buddha lands? Even at light speed, such a journey would take countless years. The death here and the birth there occur simultaneously. Since his Dharmakaya is boundless, it doesn't take time. His return follows the same principle. Through the power of his vows, the moment he ceases there, he immediately enters a womb here. That's why I say it happens with incredible speed. Even if one feels slightly reluctant to leave the Pure Land, one would return within a few days. The omniscient Mipham Rinpoche stated in the Teachings on the Pure Land, "For the one who possesses matchless qualities among all that is knowable, the cause for his attainment of Buddhahood is engaging in boundless Bodhisattva practices. For those who wish to follow the Bodhisattva path, aspire to rescue all beings from suffering, and possess great compassion, the sublime method that helps them effortlessly fulfill all the practices and vows of Samantabhadra is to aspire for rebirth in the Pure Land of ultimate bliss." The reason is that by relying on the Buddha's power of vows and wisdom, faith and aspiration are all it takes to be reborn in the Pure Land. After rebirth, one effortlessly attains supreme qualities such as unwavering, non-regressing faith and perfectly accomplishes all the practices of Samantabhadra. Unwavering faith means faith that never regresses. Those who understand will recognize the power of these words. This is what Mipham Rinpoche said. He stated, after rebirth, one effortlessly, which means one doesn't need to exert strenuous effort. Relying on the Buddha's blessings and having seen the Pure Land, one's faith immediately becomes irreversible. To accomplish all the practices and vows of Samantabhadra, we need to return to the Saha world. Fully perceiving this truth, the Buddha said in the chapter on Samantabhadra's practices and vows, "When my life approaches its end, may I remove all obstacles, see Amitabha Buddha, and attain rebirth in the land of bliss. Once reborn there, may I immediately fulfill these great vows." Such is my sincere intention. This is the 10th cause and condition for generating the body-mind. These are the heartfelt words of Master Xing'an, written with genuine compassion and powerful to read.